everyone! I'm going to read you a story today, and this story is a very special story that I read to my middle grandson Ben, and I asked him, he said, "Yes, Nanny, you must read this story to your children." So today I'm going to read you Lost and Found by Oliver Jeffers, and here it is. You listening? Sitting still? Let's start then. Here's the page, look. Once there was a boy, and one day he found a penguin at his door. The boy didn't know where it had come from, but it began to follow him everywhere. The penguin looked sad, and the boy thought, it must be lost. Can you see the sad penguin? So the boy decided to help the penguin find its way home. He checked into the Lost and Found office, but no one was missing a penguin. He asked some birds if they knew where the penguin came from, but they ignored him. Some birds are just like that. The boy asked his duck, but the duck floated away. He didn't know. That night, the boy couldn't sleep for disappointment. He wanted to help the penguin, but he didn't know how. Have you got any ideas how he could help? The next morning, he discovered that penguins come from the South Pole. But how could he get there? He ran down to the harbour and asked a big ship to take them to the South Pole. But his voice was much too small to be heard over the ship's horn. Can you see the big ship? Can you see him? It's right down there, look. So together, he and the penguin would row to the South Pole. The boy took his rowboat out of the cupboard and they tested it for size and strength. They packed everything they would need. You see, they packed everything. And together they pushed the rowboat out to sea. They rowed south for many days and nights, with the boy telling stories all the way. The penguin listened to everything that the boy said. See the thunder and lightning? They floated through good weather and bad, when the waves were as big as mountains, until they came to the South Pole. The boy was delighted, but the penguin said nothing. Suddenly it looked sad again. The boy helped it out of the boat. Can you see? It says, "Welcome to the South Pole." There he is helping him out the boat. The boy said, "Goodbye." See him say goodbye. And floated away. But as he looked back, the penguin looked sadder than ever. He looks very sad. It felt strange to be on his own. And the more he thought, see the boy thinking, the more he realised he was making a big mistake. The penguin wasn't lost, he was just lonely. There he is, he's realised. What do you think he's going to do? Quickly, he turned the boat around and headed back to the South Pole as fast as he could. There he is, going back. Can you see him? Look here. At last he reached the pole again. But where was the penguin? The boy searched and searched, but he was nowhere to be found. He's looked everywhere, look. Sadly, the boy set off for home. There was no point telling stories because there was no one to listen except the wind and the waves. But then the boy saw something in the water ahead. You see, look, right there, the water ahead. Closer and closer he got until he could see. Who do you think it is? It was the penguin! Can you see him in his umbrella? He's sailing away. Look at that lovely hug that they've got. It's nice when you see your friends again, isn't it? And so the boy and his friend went home together, talking of wonderful things all the way. Can you see them? I hope you enjoyed that story. Maybe you can look at some other stories by Oliver Jeffers. He's one of my favourites. Is he going to be one of yours? Anyway, that's it for now. I'll read you another story another day.